This is Stalker Clear Sky. We're taking a look at the second entry in the Stalker Trilogy here on Xbox Series X. Be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well. So for this entry, this one is not currently optimized. So the first one did seem to actually get a full proper optimization, and this is supposed to get a proper upgrade at a later time. So what are we getting here? It's a 4K resolution at 60 FPS. There is the option to limit the frame rate, adjust the motion blur if that's of interest to you. It does look pretty sharp and it does look pretty clean, but it's definitely got a lot of kind of jaggedy edges and stuff like that. But I think the textures look really good, and I'm looking forward to diving into this again when the optimized version comes out later on. So I guess this kind of expands the concepts of the first game, goes a little bit more open world and kind of fully open world, I guess you would say, as you go and explore anomalies and figure out what exactly is going on. As mentioned, this is part of a trilogy pack, and you are able to kind of tackle it however you want, if that makes sense. Like, you can buy them separately or as a package. That's totally up to you. Now, I would recommend for these games that you do play on like the easy difficulty unless you really know what you're doing, as the games can be pretty grueling. This one in particular can be a little wild in terms of difficulty. Like, I definitely found this one to be a little annoying. And there's also like a little bit of a bug where the previous area here, I'm not able to actually like progress, as something doesn't seem to be happening. So I don't know if that's just a bug or what, and there's some like clipping with enemies through stuff in the environment, but it's not bad, and you should always be making saves. Like, constantly you should be doing start and making sure that you're saving the game in case any issues or bugs or anything pop up, as you don't want to lose too much of your progress. So if you're not familiar with the series and you're diving into the second one, that's kind of fine too, because you can sort of take a crack at them any way you want, really. I mean, they're basically like standalone kind of stories almost, it really comes across as, and they do their different kind of styles and approaches to this gameplay, but it's sort of like each of these evolves the releases for the one, you know, that comes after and everything like that. It's a neat franchise. It really is. They definitely do some cool stuff with this one. And it's all a little bit of role playing, a little bit of tactical shooting. They give you the full freedom to kind of tackle the different areas and your goals however you want to, which is kind of interesting. Like, you can go like a little bit more stealth, you can kind of go in guns blazing. You know, it sort of fits to your play style and your goals and kind of what you're after. See that, like, we're over here, but we were supposed to do this and wait till help arrives, and waited there like 10-15 minutes. Help never came. I was just by myself, so I thought we would go and explore some different areas, and maybe I'll have to restart this game or something, which I guess isn't the biggest deal in the world, but some of the areas were actually really, really annoying to do, so that actually could be pretty frustrating for me, I guess, if I'm thinking about it, honestly. Anyways, a good sense of scale to it, neat weapons. There's definitely a level of, like, I guess you would say, intrigue with like anomalies as you're trying to like figure them out and understand what they are, and there's artifacts, and you're given a bunch of weapons and tools. You find some more, you got to deal with the wildlife, you got to deal with the enemies, you got to watch your health, you got to make sure you're not bleeding, you got to really manage a whole swath of different options in order to make sure that you kind of live. And there's neat communication and interaction with, I guess you would say, other factions and individuals across your journey in this place. It's kind of neat. Like, it's an intriguing franchise and series, and this one really does take the concepts of the first one, which is a bit more linear, kind of like almost Crisis 1 like, and then this one just sort of really pops it open, where you do have a sense of like, hey, go here, do this, but it is still, I guess, to some degree, a little bit focused in what you're doing, which is kind of fascinating. This is where I'm at. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to like interact with something or if I'm just literally there's you know something I'm missing here, which is annoying. Oh, and the stamina bar thing just kills me. But yeah, this one I find a little more grueling. Like the first one, it's kind of hard. You die, but you have AI people to help you. In this one, you just kind of like have to pull off crazy headshots and get lucky. Like I had to kill all these guys by myself, which was so annoying. Like look at all these bodies here. I caused this. And it kind of just like it does a little drive you crazy as you're trying to complete your objectives and your goals, and you're having to fend off all these guys, which is interesting. And yeah, I kind of like the setting here too. Like you've got like a bit of a swamp thing, lots of popping, which I'm hoping kind of gets cleaned up with like a upgraded version of this down the road, which is kind of intriguing to me. But I like the general concept of these games. They're kind of neat. They are very much of their time, of their particular era. Some of the gunplay is a little awkward, needless to say. So I don't know if this is really fully going to hit the mark for everyone, but I think some will. As I said, I do recommend save often. Pick the difficulty that is right for you. I'm gonna create a save, but a new save. Yeah, my whole save might be bugged. I might have to restart from the beginning from that other area not working properly, honestly. But like, yeah, I think for a certain type of player, they'll find this interesting and find it intriguing what it has to offer. I'm actually like kind of popping off headshots like crazy now that I'm not streaming this, which is hilarious. Because I was just getting destroyed when I was doing my stream of it. I guess when you're doing a video, you're a little bit more focused in on things. But I think it looks pretty good. Like, honestly, it's got a good sense of detail to it. It cleans up nicely from, like, a visual standpoint. Like, I think it actually kind of has a nice style to it. It's the original game, right? Like, it's not like they've completely overhauled it or anything like that, but they've done some nice... I don't know, you would call them quality of life. They've done some nice stuff with it. Like, it feels good to enjoy, and it feels as though it's got, like, a good sense of, well, a little bit maybe too much of a sense of challenge. Like, I did find it, honestly, I found this one really annoying to kind of sit there and go through. Like, some segments I would just have to repeat over and over again for, like, 20 or 30 minutes, and it was kind of getting a little frustrating to do that. We're handing in a quest right now, I guess, because you get sub-quests, like there's little side quests, and there's main objectives, and like there's a lot you can actually do in this one, and it's kind of neat because you're in an environment that is very like thick. It's lively to a degree, but also kind of dead in this creepy zone. Oh, there's a lot of dog things here. So the unstable zone continues with tremors and outbursts. You're kind of dealing with that. Faction war has begun. You're kind of in the middle of it all. Yeah, you gotta pick your sides and deal with the fallout of it all, which is kind of funny. Which these games actually kind of a little bit remind me of is actually like Fallout, which is kind of funny from a concept. What are these things' problems? These boars, they are ridiculous. And you can tell that the AI pathing is not the smartest, because they like run all the way over there and then they run back. Oh man, the build spread on this is ridiculous. Like, I think it's trying to be a little technical. Like, honestly, I get, to a degree, like DayZ kind of vibes out of some of the stuff, especially with these ones that are a bit more open in their approach. I definitely feel that more so than in other situations. I think I was supposed to grab like a gun here, if I'm not mistaken. I thought I was like delivering a gun here. Yeah. Pistol will be faction. A modified pistol that I'm supposed to bring. Like, do one of the pigs have it on them? Oh, there's guys. Okay, that guy's dead. Did I... That's another thing, too, is, like, sometimes you just sit here and you're like, where am I going? What am I doing? Some things that I don't know if they always work, and... Yeah, it can get a little kind of annoying. This one's a little bit better for, like, a sense of direction. The third one kind of gets a little too all over the place, honestly. Where is this pistol? Where is this pistol thing? This is crazy to me. Like, I'm looking for a pistol guy, and there's no one here. Utterly ridiculous. You know, I'm out here trying to scavenge, find things, bring stuff back, and this is what I get. You know, that's actually one of our fortresses. But yeah, you really do get to, like, a sense that you're in this, like, kind of lived-in place where there's all this conflict and stuff going on. People having to watch for themselves, but you're divided amongst these different scenarios, and I do kind of wonder why those reinforcements never really came to the area they were supposed to. Kind of, like, a little annoying. But I do like that you're given this open scale approach. It's kind of a little bit almost like Metro to a degree. I guess more like Metro Exodus in terms of like open areas, and then you pick and approach the scenarios how you want. I thought I already killed all these guys here. I could have sworn I did earlier. Let me make a save on this one. Yeah. It is neat, like, the combat and stuff, it's a little grueling, it's a little ridiculous, you really have to use cover in this one. I don't know. I'm really mixed on this entry. That's the biggest thing, is I really am kind of mixed on it. I find it really ridiculous at times, especially, like, right off the bat, where it's kind of like you just start the game, and you're having to kill, like, these huge swarms of enemies. Oh, I've got no health. And you have to, like, get pinpoint shots going, and you gotta shoot at them, and then, like, I had a shotgun, and it wasn't doing, like, anything for me. I'm gonna die here. And then game over, and you gotta redo it all. It's like the souls of shooters. Shooter souls. It's like the prologue thing, too, clear skies. How do you already know I'm here, and it's like I just respawned? I'd say it's like a little ridiculous. Like, I don't know about this one. This one, kind of weird. I can definitely see, like, the evolution. That's the thing that fascinates me the most, actually, about these 3 games in this trilogy, is just seeing that, like, evolution between the first one to the next one to the next one. Like, it is actually fascinating to see how their tech kind of evolves and stuff between them. Manual save. Ugh. My favorite is they, like, literally seem to, like, know where I am, even though I've just, like, appeared before. Like, when we first jumped into this area, they were completely unaware, right? The bullet spread on this is ridiculous. Is there, like, a last save that I can actually revert to? No checkpoint stuff, eh? I would have maybe liked some more quality of life improvements. It's just the fact that this is on console is kind of, like, amazing. Like, I never really anticipated that we would ever get the Stalker games. I have said many times before, though, that I don't think anything is off the table this gen in regards to ports, but at the same time, you're kind of just like, oh, wow. Didn't see that coming, and I was like, that's a fun surprise. I mean, there were rumors and stuff for a long time. So we kind of knew it was coming, but it was just kind of like a surprise, sort of, hey, here you go, and you're like, oh, okay. But for combat, like, this, to me, isn't, like, thrilling having to do this kind of stuff, and I find that I get locked in these situations all the time in this game. This one particular, the second one here. It's, like, really long, slowly drawn-out battles where I'm fighting, like, overwhelming odds, and it's just exhausting. Yeah, they have, like, perfect headshots, and there's, like, this little tiny reticle that even on a 4K screen is like really, really hard to see. Like kills me. I do like when you look around though, it's like there's a nice blur effect to the environment when you're zoomed in, kind of like you would have with your eyesight regardless. Just wondering if I can get health here before I get shot. Oh no. I used a shotgun, it was like ridiculously useless in this. Kind of, I need health. Like a health pack. Oh, come on. I think there was like one guy left, too. That's what I say, is that you get caught in these points and you're doing like the same death over and over again. Gotta make exact save points in order to handle stuff. And also story-wise, I actually really don't know much of what my character's doing in this one. You kind of like just like wake up and you're like, alright, here you go, and you just kind of go and do stuff. In this swampy marsh. I gotta tell you, if I have to redo this, I am not looking forward to battling in the marsh area again. It took so many tries to get through that area. It was so incredibly annoying and obnoxious. Guess I could like try a different approach or something. I don't know. Kind of limited a bit here. Yeah, I don't have like any health stuff. You just like you're lacking resources. That's why I say you always gotta actually like scavenge from all the bodies. You can't ignore stuff. You're gonna run out of resources. You're just gonna be trapped. Be a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. But it should be interesting to see how they kind of support this one, because there is supposed to be, I guess you would say, updates to it. There's supposed to be more stuff coming for it, more things that they're adding, more ways that they're changing things up. Oh, my health is like really low. Ah, the stupid stamina in these games drives me nuts. Like pinpoint accuracy to get anything done in this. Ugh, it just kills me. Literally, they kill me, right? Because I'm dying. Which isn't the most fun for showcasing this, but it's kind of just like sort of how it plays. Even here on the easy difficulty, right? Like, it's still like grueling. I try to make it look cool and not grueling, but I know how it is. I feel like I'm just shooting into like a never-ending wave of enemies that are just like, haha. They do shoot themselves, which is kind of interesting. Like they will like attack and hit their friends, which is kind of utterly fascinating. Like there's some really neat mechanics in this, especially like logic and stuff for its time. It's really quite interesting. Here, at least on the simpler difficulty, they kind of just stand there almost, but like it's still, it's just the overwhelmingness of it, which is annoying. Definitely would have been nice to have some more balancing things going on here. Is that a friend? You! Come and help me! Maybe this is one of the guys that's supposed to, like, come and support me, isn't he? Like, I think this is one of the guys that's, like, literally supposed to, like, come and get my back. And he just kind of, like, left me for dead. Because, like, I'm pretty sure I actually took this exact, like, church area. And now, all of a sudden, it's, like, overrun again. And it's like, I'm trying my best out here. And it just drives me crazy. Because I'm trying, you know, to get something going and trying to do stuff. And, yeah, it's frustrating. At least it all loads pretty fast, which is nice. And I am looking forward to seeing this one bumped up to a little bit of a crazier version, like they've noted. Like, I can't wait to see that sort of improvement to it. So I guess really stay tuned, and we'll have to revisit this one and see what the full effect and scale of their offerings are going to be in the long term, because I am going to be a little fascinated by it. I will say that for sure. Like, this one, it's okay. It's kind of a little weird, a little too difficult, in my opinion, just in terms of, like, the gruelingness of the enemies, but some people will find it fascinating. I'm sure of that.